This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Kevin Ho Huntsberger. I always mispronounce Kevin's last name. Sorry about that, pal. If Vince McMahon,
Ho Huntsberg.
Well, he calls himself Ho for, Christmas.
Ho.
Yeah. But his last name is Huntsberger, but I always have to like sound it out like I'm hooked on phonics. If Vince McMahon had bought the UWF in '87 instead of Jim Crockett, how do you think Sting and Dr. Death would have been used? And boy, you want to talk about a good question. That's a good one, because you and I have sometimes fantasy booked, what if the Ultimate Warrior and Sting swapped places? But what if Vince McMahon, who Jim Ross was trying to court to sell the UWF to before he ultimately landed a deal with Jim Crockett, what if Watts' territory went to Vince, and now Dr. Death is in and Sting is in '87?
Well, it would have been interesting. And I think that you probably wouldn't have had an Ultimate Warrior had that happened, or at least not as quickly as we did. Warrior probably would have made his way through there, but I think given the opportunity, the other thing about it is I don't know that Sting would have transitioned. I don't know. That's the age-old question. Dr. Death, same thing. I think that Doc would have made a tremendous nasty heel to work with Hulk and could have had a long and illustrious career there. Sting, I think the jury's out there. I don't really know.
Fascinated by that. Let's switch gears here.
You want to know what would be intriguing to me in that?
What
was the mind of Eddie Gilbert? Because during that time, Eddie Gilbert had started to, dabble in the booking end of things in the UWF, and Eddie's was starting to flourish there and get some of his ideas out. And that to me is what would have been interesting as far as getting Eddie's head involved a little bit. And, then where would we be?
It's fun to fantasy book like that. That's good stuff. Alex wants to know, do you think there'll ever be an evolution about the way rings are being built? It seems like there has to be an alternative to wood beams, maybe carbon fiber or something else. Listen, maybe carbon fiber is a far-fetched idea, but I do think it's interesting that while seemingly everything else evolves, the ring kind of stays the same, right?
Well, the ring has evolved in a lot of ways. And I think that the beauty of wood is the fact that wood naturally gives a little. And wood, it expands and it swells and it's a living, breathing, what the fuck you call it, element. But yeah, I think that it could definitely evolve, and you just have to have something that is going to be as forgiving and as resilient as wood is. And until they do that, I think we're going to stick with wood.
Forgiving as wood is feels like a transition to another spot. Reza wants to know, Kevin Nash has in the past talked about the idea of a wrestling show to be like the Larry Sanders Show. Was there ever an idea to do a show about a show with 2 layers of storytelling and backstage drama?
Yeah, plenty of times. It's just difficult to sell that. And it's hard sometimes when, at least for me, put it that way. I used to get upset at Dixie when Dixie was trying to be a heel on camera, and then she would try to be a heel on her Twitter page, and then she would tweet, "Oh, isn't this great?" Blah, 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 and be a complete babyface. So yeah, it's difficult sometimes for people to draw that line and determine what's real and what's Memorex. Do people even know what Memorex is anymore?
Yeah. Everybody my age knows.
Okay.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.